get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
Wide open look under the basket. And just as I say that, Coach Hins sends them back to retreat, not to give up that easy look. We're at 8 seconds to play. 7, 5, 4, and ball pressure. Can't get it to Brody. Fadeaway baseline, no good. The putback is in! And count it for the Wildcats.
Yes, I can. Doubt, better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me. Crabs in the bucket, can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like a U.S. to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. A Bugatti boy, plus made back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
The mountain top, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike all you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever came home.
Get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
Police in Illinois said they are trying to find the owner of a guinea fowl found wandering loose in the town. After initial contact with the bird, the Swansea Police Department described the guinea fowl's behavior as loud, belligerent, and non-cooperative. Originally misidentified as a chicken, witnesses pointed out that the guinea fowl had an offensive odor, and when the bird became even more belligerent and refused to leave, officers were forced to deploy their tasers. The department, in its continuing efforts to locate the owner, asking anyone missing this animal to contact the Swansea Police to claim what they are now referring to as a rotisserie chicken. A state farm in Washington is asking area residents to be on the lookout for an escaped emu. Someone cut to the fence and let 3 emus escape. 2 have been recaptured, however the third one, which goes by the name of Limu, is still on the lam and has been seen in surrounding neighborhoods near the Washington State Farm. One witness who approached the emu tried to lure him back to the farm, told reporters that the emu said he didn't work for State Farm, he works for Liberty Mutual. And now in sports, the game-winning shot made by me in the tri-point game, 7th grade, here it is. The Chicago Cubs reduced their roster by 1 last week due to the players' misbehavior. During a spring training game against the Diamondbacks, a Canadian goose took up position in center field and refused to leave. The game was briefly paused as the goose became engaged in an airborne battle with a second goose. But before the dugouts could clear, the plate umpire ejected both birds for fighting. When asked why the goose was released from the team, Cubs manager David Ross said it was mostly due to his aggressive nature, but lately he's been a nothing but fouls. And one more time, here's me making the game-winning shot against Stripe.
Get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling. Get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Good morning, Donovan students and staff. This is Mrs. Legan with your 2-minute tech tip. So today we're going to talk about your digital footprint. So what exactly is your digital footprint? Well, it is all the data that is left behind from instant messaging, emails, texting, your likes and your loves on Instagram and Facebook. Essentially, it is a portrait that we create of ourselves from our online activity. So we want to ensure that that data that we save and can be traced is actually positive in nature and that it's accurate. So for the most part, you might not be thinking about this right now, but when you get up in high school, you probably should. So your digital footprint can be monitored by third-party commercial use in the way of future employers, universities when you get ready to go to college, law enforcement. So we want to make sure that the picture that we are painting online is the best picture that it can be of ourselves. So I have 5 tips, which are called the 5 P's of a positive digital footprint. The first one is profile. So you want to limit your profiles, if at all possible, to your first name. Identity theft is prevalent in the world right now, so we don't want to give too much personal information out to those people who might misuse that information. The second is privacy. So obviously we've talked about keeping your password safe so that all of your personal data is private and no one else is using it. We're not going to share it with others. The third is protect. So you want to keep evidence of any information or communication that goes back and forth that is inappropriate in nature. And this can include bullying. So you don't want to bully back if someone is cyberbullying you through any kind of communication. What I would recommend you do is tell an adult. The fourth is permission. Make sure that you have permission to share data of others that they've posted on their sites before you doing it. And of course, you always want to make sure that it's positive in nature, because it is going to stick around in that digital footprint forever. The last one is positive, obviously. We want to make sure that everything that we communicate, whether it's in email form, texting form, or in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, those things, that it's positive things about ourselves. We want that self-portrait to be the best that it can be for anybody who comes after us and looks at it. So, the 5 P's of a digital footprint: profile, privacy, protect, permission, and positive. That's it for today. Stay safe online.